And let me say this, my association with veterans, I am hardly a hero. I was a lawyer in the Army. I was in the JAG Corps. And the only injury I ever got was a paper cut when I filed a brief.
Yes, sir!
But I want to talk about every time there's an event involving the vets, every time there's a parade, every time we stand in a seventh inning stretch and sing God Bless America, every time we salute the flag, it's almost, I sometimes get the feeling, it's almost like when you tell someone, hey, have a good day. We just casually say that and then move on with our lives, not necessarily remembering or thinking of the commitment that veterans have made to our country and what it stands for. It's not enough. In other words, if we're honoring veterans and they're willing to put their lives at risk, and sadly some even lose their lives, if people are willing to do this, what about the rest of us? What is our commitment? And how I got involved when I was in boot camp at Fort Knox. I got one day, in the morning when you're going through boot camp, everybody lines up. And they called my name out, and I was a little bit nervous, and they took me, and this is God's truth, to the commanding general at Fort Knox. And he had gotten a telegram. This was 1970, so back then it was telegrams, it wasn't anything else, from Senator Birch Bayh, who was the United States Senator from Indiana. And he had introduced an amendment, the 26th Amendment to the Constitution, to lower the voting age from 21 to 18. Back then, only in Georgia and Kentucky could you vote at the age of 18. And I had given a speech before I got in the Army, because I was in politics, but I had given a speech about lowering the voting age to 18, because my thought was, if we're old enough to fight and die for our country at the age of 18, why aren't we old enough to vote and decide who those people should be to send us to various parts of the world? And so they invited me to speak to go to Washington and speak to the Senate Judiciary Committee on the issue of lowering the voting age to 18. The purpose of telling you this story is that if we don't believe in what America stands for, if we don't believe in the Declaration of Independence, if we don't believe in the Constitution, if we don't believe in the norms which this country tries to send to the world, that freedom counts, that individual liberty counts, then where do we get the nerve to send our daughters and sons to fight and die for this country if we're not willing to get involved politically, wherever you want, whatever your views, but to commit yourselves to the functioning of this country and this government and this Constitution every day of our lives. We owe it to our veterans. That's why we're here. So, may you never be on my show. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do before announcing bringing on the next band. There are, with Operation Warrior Resolution, they have these retreats on weekends because our vets, when they've been away for several years defending our country, sometimes you need a little help transitioning back into everyday life. And so some of the people that are here tonight, our veterans, and I was given a list of some of them, who actually have been involved in this program and have received help from this program, so you know what we're contributing to, why we're trying to help them. You're not helping a veteran if you just show up at a parade and then the rest of their life you tell them, hey, you're on your own, bye, thanks. So here are some names I have. There are about 8 names. 8 names, yes. And forgive me if I pronounce them wrong, but I would like for you people to come up on stage. I want everyone to get to see you, and I'll just ask one of them to make just a short talk about what this program has meant to them. They deserve it. Nathan Lawson, Mike Suter, Scott Schlorm, Justin McIntyre, Jessica McVeigh, Tracy Rodriguez, Wesley Rodriguez, Dylan Grison, and Jordan Rafe. It's said 1,000 times, but not enough. God bless you all. Thank you for your service. And we mean it. We mean it. Now, which one of you is, and by the way, I apologize for any names I mispronounced, but you can call me Maury Povich. I don't care. All right. Who is Jordan Rafe? Okay, Jordan? Well, I met you before. Hey, Jordan, do you owe me money?
Not yet.
All right. Okay, Jordan, you've experienced this Operation Warrior Resolution and whatever it did for you or helped out. Just a few words so people could know.
I had an excellent time. Actually, it was Dylan Grison here who invited me to come out with him to this. He was doing things with Operation Warrior Resolution. They'd invited him to come out to the retreat and experience it. I went with him. And the amount of internal and mental healing that provided, being able to just strip away everything and just melt down, it just, right there.
That's it. Those were the best words said tonight. I mean, just think about it. What these people are going through because of what they did for us. So, reach into your pockets, give a little help here. It's so worthwhile. And thank you for giving us this great country we have. Okay, guys, you're off the stage. That's it. You're out of here. No. Okay, now I'm going to introduce the next act. By the way, wasn't the last band unbelievable? Huh? Whew. Okay. Now, Dan Johnson and the band Hemingway, they're about to come up, and they're phenomenal. You're going to love it. But I wanted to know what I should say about Dan, and I want to quote what he said, because he's a storyteller. He's a storyteller. And what he said is, songs are already out there floating in the air. There are stories that need to be told, feelings that need to be communicated, and some of us are chosen to be the conduit. I give you the conduit, Dan Johnson, Hemingway.